Restarting life in your 30s is not something most of us plan for, but we can definitely still succeed. Hello, I'm Fatima. Welcome back to another video. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button for me. Grab a cup of tea. I'm drinking dandelion tea, and we are gonna hop into today's video. As someone in their early 30s whose life has not always gone according to plan, I want to personally let you know that it is okay to restart in some areas or all areas of your life. If you are anything like me, then you're definitely a planner. You've probably created certain timelines for exactly how your life would play out. You've probably said to yourself, I'll do X, Y, Z by this age, by this certain time period in my life. All of the success and all of these things will pan out for me. But then God is like, hold on. He says, sit down, and then life humbles you. And you're like, whoa, what is going on? Like, I had all these things planned out, and now you're like, what is actually going on? So life will surprise you sometimes. I will say that starting over can be scary and nerve-wracking at times, but those are normal human emotions. It is okay to feel them, but don't dwell on them. Experience them and release them so you can continue on with the next phase of your life. There's a quote that goes, you are not starting over from scratch, you are starting over from experience. So please remember this as you are embarking on this new journey, this new phase of your life of restarting. You're not starting over from ground zero. You do have some tools with you to navigate these new aspects of life that you're going to go through. Although starting over may be very easy for some people, for others it is quite difficult, but regardless, it is very much doable. You are more than capable of achieving that new goal that you're setting out to do, that new journey you're embarking on. Just restarting, you are more than capable of reaching that success that you see for yourself or that God is guiding you towards. For some of us, we were going down a specific path in life that we thought was best for us. We were moving along, things were going well, but then that path got blocked and we realized a little late, or actually right on time rather, that this honestly wasn't the best route for us and we had to reroute, which it resulted in starting over. For some of us, the route wasn't blocked, but rather we made the active choice to restart for ourselves. We weren't satisfied with a current phase in our life or just the overall experience. We realized that, this actually isn't what I see fit for myself anymore, and I need to go a different direction, a different path, and follow my heart and my passions to the way this journey is taking me. Whatever your reason for starting over, just know that it is not the end of the world. Plenty of people have restarted over in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s, so on and so forth. Starting over is not the end of the world. It is a normal part of life. Please remind yourself of this. Starting over does take some courage and bravery. Sometimes you are the only one that initially sees the vision for how you want your new life to pan out. And that's okay. Just continue to keep going, continue to put in that consistency so that you can make this new reality come true for you. As you continue on your journey of starting over, just know that every day might look a little different. Today, you might make one step towards the goal you're trying to achieve. Tomorrow, you might make 5 steps. The following day, you might make 3 steps. But all those days are valid because you are still putting in the work, still putting in the progress to make your new reality come true and not make starting over in vain. To connect some of these dots for you, I'm going to share a little bit more about my story. I'm in my early 30s and I'm at a phase of restarting yet again in my life. I'm the firstborn daughter of West African immigrant parents. So by 30, they definitely had expectations of what I would have achieved, what milestones I would be at in my life, but also I had certain expectations for myself about what I would be doing at this age, where I'd be living, XYZ, etc., etc. When I was younger, I thought that I was going to be a professional athlete. That dream was killed real quick, unfortunately, because I got an injury. So I had to shift, and I was like, let's do it. Let's fulfill every African parent's dream and become a doctor. That was the wrong answer. I thought that I wanted to be a doctor, and then I got to college and I said, girl, you don't want to be a doctor. This is not the right answer. So at that point in life, I definitely had to switch gears and restart and figure out what I actually wanted to do in life. So that was in my late teens, early 20s. Now, fast forward to my late 20s, I had restarted plenty of times. I had gone through a lot of life transitions. I have done a lot of shifting and figuring out myself more. And I was like, this is it. Things are finally falling into place because my 30s are gonna be lit. It's gonna be a great time. End of my 20s, I had a well-paid job. I was eliminating my student debt really quickly, and I was catching flights left and right. I was like, oh, I'm going to this country. Oh, I'm gonna go see this. I'm gonna go do that. And I was really enjoying myself. I was like, wow, this is what life is like. It's all starting to come together. And then last year, everything came crashing down. That was definitely like a God restructuring my life type of thing. So I unexpectedly got laid off from my job, and I was like, huh? And then I had to do some more healing that I didn't anticipate coming. And I just had to figure out what were going to be my next steps in life. So here we are, present day. I'm in my early 30s now, and I am starting anew. I am figuring it out just like everyone else. It isn't easy, but I am really just leaning into my journey, leaning into God, and doing the best I can. I am enjoying this new career of content creation that I'm embarking on. Is it always easy? No, it is difficult at times. Just trying to figure out how to be true to myself, but also make sure that I'm relevant, and just really, figuring out that balance for me of like what I feel comfortable putting online versus what I feel comfortable keeping to myself. So starting over, it comes with its own set of experiences and questions, and just navigating the ups and downs of adulthood. Like adulthood, yeah. Adulthood, you are figuring out so many things. You are learning so many things, but you're also unlearning a lot of things. So restarting has many times in my life. I've restarted a lot in my 20s, and now I'm doing it again in my 30s. And it has been quite the experience, but everything has played a part into the me that I am today. So I don't really regret any of it. With that being said, I do want to share 3 tips that I have used in the past and I currently use now as somebody who has gone through restarting at different points in their life. So tip number 1 that I use is I talk to God regularly. I vent. I'm like, God, I don't know what's going on. Help your girl out. I have so many questions. I don't have all the answers. We are very much still in the early stages of this phase of restarting, and every phase of restarting to me has looked a little bit different. There are some similarities, but it has, they've each looked a little different. But regardless, I'd be like, God, help a girl out, because what's going on? Yeah, I really just talk to him. Like I talk to my, close friends and family, but like really like praying to God, talking to him, just having these conversations, because I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on, but like, I'm just trusting the journey. I'm just trusting you. I'm just leaning into you and putting in the work to make sure things work out in my best interest. But girl, it'd be hard sometimes. But like I said, yeah, tip number 1, talk to God, lean into God, trust God throughout the journey. For all the other journeys that I have restarted, every time that I trusted and surrendered into him, it worked out. So this time isn't going to be any different. I'm going to continue to lean on God, talk to him, make sure that I am really putting all my worries and concerns, you know, giving them to him and trusting how the process unfolds for me. Tip number 2, I would say stay positive. Now hear me out. I know that this journey is hard, is difficult. Sometimes it just is like, why did I do this to myself? Or if, you know, you didn't make the active choice, why are these things happening to me? It's easier to like dwell on the negative, like, woe is me and why me and all these things aren't working out. The analytics aren't going the way I want, XYZ. Like, you can go on, but it's honestly a lot more freeing, it's just a better feeling to focus on the positive. Like, focus on what is going right instead of dwelling on what's going wrong. Like, you can be like, oh, today, like, for instance, for me, I'd be like, oh, I gained 1 subscriber today. Like, that's more than yesterday. Or, oh, this video is doing really well. Or, wow, this person left a really thoughtful comment. So just focusing on those positive pieces make the journey a lot more enjoyable for me. I can even think about, like, sometimes it doesn't even have to be numbers. Sometimes it could just be like, wow, I learned this really cool tip about how to edit, or I learned this really cool piece of information from a book or from a video. So it's like I said, it's easy to dwell on the negative, but when you focus on the positive, it just makes the journey easier, brighter, lighter. Just focus on the positive as much as you can. And don't get me wrong, like, I know we all have our moments, and sometimes, you know, you do get caught up in the negative, but just don't sit there and dwell in it for long periods of time. Try to go back and redirect yourself to being more positive, thinking about how things could work out in your best interest, because you just never know. And that leads me to number 3. Do not, I repeat, do not give up. You do not know what is on the other side of you not giving up. For instance, like with content creation, if I said tomorrow, like, oh, I don't want to post this video, and that video could have been the one that like got me a lot more traction, a lot more subscribers, a lot more like likes and comments and stuff like that. You just never know when your time is coming. So please don't give up, especially like this early in your journey. Put in the work, try to find different solutions, trust in yourself. The journey is going to be worth it, but please don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Make a commitment to yourself that you're gonna keep going, even maybe when you don't see the results that you want to see in the beginning. Maybe you'll just tweak a few things, but don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on starting over. Don't give up on your new journey. You got this. If anyone else is also at a phase of restarting in their life, please comment below. I would love to hear about your journey. I would love to hear about your experience. If you also have any tips that I didn't recommend that you do and you find helpful, please comment them below. I can learn, somebody else can learn from those tips. Let's just keep the conversation going. Let's share insights and information and kind of help each other along the way. It is not easy to restart, but when you feel like you have a community of people who are also on a similar journey or have similar experiences to you, it just makes you feel a lot more wholesome, a lot more positive, a lot more happy. So yeah, if you have any other suggestions, if any of the tips I said resonated with you, please leave a comment below. I would love to read them. I would love to hear more about your journey and your story. Thank you for watching today's video. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button for me. We are really close to 100 and I think we can get there soon. Please like this video, leave a comment. I really want to hear from you guys about your journey, your story, and what other tips you have to recommend. I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.